Operating system, mobile and computer. What is an operating system? An operating system, or OS, is the program that, after being initially loaded into the computer by a boot program, manages all of the other application programs in a computer. The application programs make use of the operating system by making requests for services through a defined application program interface, or API. In addition, users can interact directly with the operating system through a user interface, such as command line interface, or CLI, or a graphical UI, or GUI. Why use an operating system? An operating system brings powerful benefits to computer software and software development. Without an operating system, every application would need to include its own UI, as well as the comprehensive code needed to handle all low-level functionality of the underlying computer, such as disk storage, network interfaces, and so on. Considering the vast array of underlying hardware available, this would vastly bloat the size of every application and make software development impractical. What is mobile operating system? A mobile operating system, or OS, is software that allows smartphones, tablets, PC, or personal computers and other devices to run applications and programs. So, gone are the days when mobile phones were just a device to make phone calls and send occasional texts. Modern smartphones are closer to handheld computers that enable us to send emails, play games, watch the news, and make video calls to loved ones, and much more besides. Operating systems, also known as mobile OS, are the software that run our desktop computers and laptops and manage their resources and memory when they're being used for multitasking. But for some time now, smartphones have used operating systems too, and it is this development that has brought advanced functions to mobiles that were previously only available on our computers. Computer OS products are older and more familiar to larger groups of users. Through the last 20 or 30 years, the simple idea of a computer operating system has been continually built and improved. While the mobile operating system is a newer concept, in many ways, the mobile OS has built on what the computer OS has accomplished. In fact, many modern developers working with mobile operating systems tend to take the traditional elements of computer operating systems largely for granted as they focus on newer issues like responsive design, consistent network access, and other elements of providing software applications used across diverse wireless environments. For a look at the difference between mobile and computer operating systems, take a look at how a new smartphone operating system works differently from a traditional Windows XP or 2000 OS. Or take a look at the iOS operating system used on the iPhone compared to the operating system for a traditional Apple computer or even a newer Apple laptop. What you'll find is that while many of the Apple operating system elements are branded and visually created in the same way, when you get down below to the technical areas of the operating system, mobile operating systems are quite different because they are designed to work on different devices and do different things. Additionally, an operating system can perform the following services for applications. First is multitasking operating system. where multiple programs can be running at the same time. The OS determines which applications should run in what order and how much time should be allowed for each application before giving another application a turn. Next is input or output. It handles input or output to and from a touch hardware devices such as hard disks, printers, and dial-up ports. The third one is sends messages to each application or interactive user or to a system operator about the status of operation and any errors that may have occurred. The fourth one is batch jobs. It can offload the management of batch jobs, for example printing, so that the initiating application is freed from this work. The last one is parallel processing. On computers that can provide parallel processing, an operating system can manage how to divide the program so that it runs on more than one processor at a time. The last essential capabilities of an operating system is device management. An operating system is responsible for identifying, configuring, and providing applications with common access to underlying computer hardware devices. As the OS recognizes and identifies hardware, the OS will install corresponding device drivers that enable the OS and applications running on the OS to use the devices without any specific knowledge of the hardware or devices. An operating system is responsible for identifying and correct printer and installing the appropriate printer driver so that an application needs to only make calls to the printer without having to use codes or commands that are specific to that printer. That is the operating system's job. The situation is similar for other devices, such as USB ports, networking ports, graphic devices, such as graphic processing units, motherboard, chipsets, and storage devices such as serial attached SCSI.